Very cool. Cool. GoreAphobe here, back with Cadaver Club, band from Cadaver Club. This is episode 1 of my new show I'm wanting to do, trying to give a little bit of love to some movies that don't get it usually. Don't get me wrong, I love Halloween and all them, but there's so many other great horror out there. So many other great movies. And to start tonight with Just Before Dawn. I'm sure that's not exactly a forgotten one, but trust me, I will get into some serious forgotten one. What's happening, man?
Chillaxing, dude. Getting ready to watch this. This is not a movie I grew up watching. Like, no video stores ever had it, so I didn't watch it until I got that Code Red release. That was the first time I saw it. I don't know how long ago that was. Maybe like 3 or 4 years, maybe 5 years. I don't know.
Well, my story is I seen it when I was a kid, but I didn't know what it was, and it didn't play again forever. And I remember seeing it, I was probably 10 or 12 years old, and years went by, and I always remembered this one weird show. And, I remember like a couple scenes, and I could not remember what it was. And then one day when I was in my mid-20s, probably, I was turning along and come across, and I was like, "That's that movie."
It's always nice when you like. I mean, it's always nice because you have these memories of like something, and you just can't remember for the life of you what it's from, and then like years later you'll be like, "That's the fucking thing," and it's kind of a nice moment, you know.
Yeah, it was kind of the same movie as Alone in the Dark.
That was another one. Yeah, I never watched that growing up. No, it was just never at the video store. And I didn't actually watch it until Scream Factory came out with that collector's edition of it, which was recent.
I got lucky and come across a DVD copy of it before it got really expensive in about 2008, 2009. And then after I got it, I paid like $6 for it. And then several years later, I was looking through eBay and everything and seen people want 40, 50, $60 for it. I was like, damn. Let's see what we got here. There's Ninja. Hey, what's going on, man? Thanks for letting me BS on your stream last night, Ninja. I appreciate that. But yeah, I've got a whole line here. I don't want to spill the beans too much because I'm really excited about this show. But if I can ever find it, I'm going to tell you what movies I got lined up. Just a couple. And I've also, I don't know if you heard, Ben, but about something else I want to start here soon, but I want to get it just right. It's something I'm writing. I'm on like the 6th or 7th page. It's the it's my What If series that I stole off Marvel, except for the Do for Horror.
Okay, like alternate reality type stuff. Like what happened if this happened, or something?
Yeah, my first episode is going to be what if Laurie Strode hadn't survived Halloween '78.
What if she had died in Halloween 2, though?
Yeah. Well, the way I'm writing this, hopefully it'll make sense. What it's going to be, it's going to be like almost in place of Halloween 2.
Okay.
I'm going to start it toward the end because I always think the best sequel begins with the last few minutes of the first one still playing. So, I mean, go ahead.
If Laurie didn't get killed, or if she did get killed, and maybe Loomis didn't catch up with Michael at that house, and a whole bunch of other shit could happen. You know what I mean?
Right. Or what if Pamela had won and Alice hadn't cut her head off? What if it was reversed or something else? What if the Dream Warriors were still all together, the original, and battled Freddy in Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4? What if Ginny was the protagonist in Friday the 13th Part 3 like she was going to be? Just little ideas like that. And gives me a chance to be creative, you know what I mean? Because from there, but I'm just not sure how I want to go about it. I mean, like I said, I got 6 or 7 pages done, but I'm not sure if I want to. I mean, I know I want to create my own thing out of it, but at the same time, it takes a lot of balls because there's a lot of people going to, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it could just be like it could just be like you telling a story, like you write the story and you just sort of like recount it.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do, and I kind of wrote it out like as if it was in a novel form.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I don't know whether I don't know. Do you think I should do it live, or do you think I should like pre-record it, or like record it and upload it with like just my voice, but with maybe pictures? Or do you think I should, like sit
I
there and be like story time?
I like story time. I end up listening while I'm working. I listen to like spooky stories and shit. Uh, and I'm usually not looking at it, but oftentimes there's not like pictures really to go with it. There's just like a backdrop, and then there's like some music and or just like ambient sound as the narrator's reading,
Uh-huh.
which is nice.
That's cool. Well, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna give it a shot. Um, and I've invited everybody else to anybody else that wants to get involved in it if they want to throw something in. I also thought about doing it where I'll tell like say 15, 20, maybe 30 minutes of a story, 5, 10 pages, and then I come to a point where I stop like at a cliffhanger, and then the next week somebody else comes in and they pick up from there. There's 100 different ways to do it.
Yeah. Or
Um,
yeah, or you could just do like tell the story and then have like a discussion afterwards, maybe like a live discussion afterwards or something.
right. I mean, I thought it was a great idea when I started doing it about horror, about actual well-known horror films, but I didn't
Yeah.
realize exactly what I was getting into when I was doing it, as far as how many different ways you can go. So it's like, no, I just got to decide that, because I don't want to fuck up and choose the wrong thing.
Well, there's also opportunity for trial and error, maybe try something and you're like, oh, I didn't like that as much as this.
Yeah, I've come a long way since I had maybe a year or two ago. A year or two ago, I'm not sure if I could have handled that. I don't know. A year or two ago, if I'd have fucked up, I don't know if I'd ever come back again.
A year or two ago is when I was making videos. I have not made content in a long ass time.
Yeah, I seen you do the Fulci. Let me see, the Fulci busts, I do believe,
Yeah.
and I'm not sure if I seen you do anything after that or not.
It's been pretty quiet. I've been meaning to get back into making content, and I plan on that soon. I might make some videos, but I probably won't post much in October just because everyone and their mom's gonna be posting a bunch of shit in October. It'll just be like me
Right.
throwing my videos into some white noise. But definitely before the end of the year, I'm gonna be doing some videos.
That's all. I always try to clear out a time when at least no one else inside the immediate circle that I know is doing
Yeah.
anything, and you still end up crossing over each other.
Dude, it's hard. Like Nightwatch Zone streams all the fucking time, dude. Like, there's
Yeah,
no
he
way
is. Yeah,
step on his toes.
he's like an Energizer rabbit, man. Dude truly loves it.
Ginger Ninja says he listens to Strange Occurrences, Alien Conspiracies, and just weird shit while he works. Yeah, dude, totally, 100%. I listen to like creepy pasta stuff too, like people telling horror, scary stories and stuff mostly.
My son
Um,
loves it.
those are good. They're better for me while I'm working if they're a longer form. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, uh, just because I'll be busy doing shit for a long time. So,
Do you listen to like Lazy Masquerade and Mr. Nightmare and shit like that?
yeah,
Yeah, so do I. That
I,
that that Lazy Masquerade's got a weird voice, man. If you turn off the lights and just relax, his voice just kind of it gets into your head.
I had just been watching a bunch of Mr. Nightmare videos. There's a few other people who I listen to, and I don't exactly know their channels because a lot of times they'll just like keep popping up in my recommended things. I'll be like, oh, that sounds cool.
Yeah,
Uh, but I definitely have listened to a lot of Lazy Masquerade.
there is so many, man. I mean, it takes me several times, for me to really get to know who in the hell they are.
Yeah,
Masquerade stands out because his voice is just so different.
he
Like that.
Sorry, go on.
Oh no, I was just gonna say that the guy that does the when whatever fill in the blank goes wrong, the guy that's got the voice that sounds like Keith David.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And his voice also kind of sounds like Paul Winfield.
Huh. I'm gonna listen to that guy.
Oh, I can't remember, but he talks about like when dates go bad or
Okay.
when showing off goes bad. You know what I mean? He'll like a countdown from 1 to 8 for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, I listen to a lot of true crime stuff, and like
Yeah.
if sometimes like the iceberg videos can be pretty interesting if you have a good person doing them.
Oh yeah. Try do you watch what is that I can't remember that one, but he's got this voice. I know it as well as I know my own, but he'll talk like this, and he'll end his last word like this. Do
Yeah,
you know the guy I'm talking about?
he'll be, he'll talk like this, and
Yeah.
he'll say a bunch of shit and talk like this. Yeah, dude,
And
I can't do
sometimes he
it.
stops.
It's too
Sometimes
it's too annoying for me. Like,
he,
even though the content might be interesting, like I can't listen to that dude for too long. It just is too weird.
yeah. And later on that night, he got home and found his wife had been murdered. They called the police. Yeah. Um, there's also the Anna one. Have you tried a coffee house?
Coffee house crimes.
It's coffee house something, and
Coffee
he's a
house
set up
crimes.
like a coffee house. But
Yeah,
yeah,
coffee
yeah.
house crimes. He does British dude.
Mm-hmm.
The other one I've been watching a lot is that chapter. Always does pretty good videos. He's a Irish bloke,
Mm-hmm.
and I like Daniel Christie. She'll do like she does like I don't really watch the videos. I mostly listen, but she does like her makeup as she's telling these true crime stories. But they're usually like an hour long or something. So she really goes like into depth on it. But her videos are pretty good.
Yeah, I think I've seen her once. Then of course you got the king of storytelling on YouTube, Ballin.
Say, oh yeah, Mr. Ballin, or yeah, Mr. Ballin.
Ballin's the motherfucker, man. He's
Dude, that
damn good
guy's
at it.
ex-Navy SEAL, that guy, dude.
Hell yeah, he is. Hell yeah. And got into, I guess at one point in his life, got so depressed and so down that he was even wanting to kill himself, and that's unusual for somebody in his position. But I understand what him was. He spent a lot of time growing his hair out, and his hair got long. And then as soon as it got long, and he never showed it. He always had a hat covering it, and he wore it in a ponytail, and then he cut it off.
I mean,
Um,
honestly, I had long hair for like more than 10 years. And towards the last few years, all I did was pull it back in a ponytail until one day I was like, why the fuck am I even bothering? It's such a pain in the ass. And I cut it off, you know?
yeah, I unfortunately I don't have to worry about that anymore. I don't plan on running around looking like Hulk Hogan because
Yeah.
I'm right here, and I mean I'm starting to grow a little longer right now, but that's only because I haven't shaved it yet. Ninja says Mystery History Podcast is mostly true crime, but the Y Files on YouTube has been my recent go-to. There's so many of them, just like Ben said. Sometimes I'll just let them play, and that's the way YouTube works. You know what I mean? If you listen, it's whatever you listen to the most is what they'll back it up. You know what I mean? That shit'll keep playing. James got Gype in the chat saying thumbs up. Thanks a lot, James. I appreciate that.
What's up, James? I haven't really found too many amazing horror podcasts. I usually listen to comedy podcasts if I'm going to listen to uh, podcasts. Dead Meat James does a podcast with his wife. I think now they're married or something. But those are decent. But I haven't found like a really fantastic podcast yet, horror wise.
Um, what's There's a Dead Pit Radio. They're all right. There's the other guys too. I can't remember. It's this one dude. He said he's got a big old long beard. He's got his producer over here. He's got like four guys there. They just watched the Last House 2 3 weeks ago.
Hmm.
But the thing about them is they don't. they don't ever respond to anybody in the chat. You know what I mean? They don't hardly say anything ever. The only time I don't is when I get carried away in conversation.
Yeah, it can be tricky. Like I'm usually pretty good at like keeping up with the chat, but sometimes yeah, you get into the conversation or and you just sort of lose track of time.
I'm bad at it. Yeah. Um, our our watch along last week did really well, man. People seem to like it a lot.
It was fun.
Even I mean, we didn't talk about The Exorcist, but
We didn't watch shit. We didn't talk about The Exorcist, but we had a good time bullshitting the
yeah,
shit, man.
yeah. Everyone said it was a great conversation, so I was like, hell yeah. And and I thought it was a good conversation too, man. I mean, I can watch and bullshit about a lot of things at once. It don't matter to me.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes you just gotta go slow, you know. I mean, you know.
Yeah, just let whatever happens happen.
I think
Um,
I think I had a better time just having a conversation than if we would have watched The Exorcist that night, you know?
right, right. Well, I mean, it's just one of those things where, it's just on one hand, it's one that we've seen a lot, and on the other hand, if it was one we hadn't seen hardly at all, we would be wanting to watch it instead of bullshit. So it's like,
Sure.
you know what I mean? It's like but well, I guess I can go ahead and get it rolling so we can get bullshitting. We're watching the theatrical cut. If nobody owns Just Before Dawn, anybody out there that might be watching, um, it, it's on YouTube, or you can go to my channel to my horror recommendations. Just Before Dawn is on there. Play it from there if you want. Um, I'm gonna hit my subtitles here because for some reason I'm into that these days.
Yeah, closed captioning's good if you live in an apartment and it's late at night, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I'm gonna count. If you're ready, man, I'm gonna count back 5 to 1.
All right, let me get set up here. All right, I'm ready.
So, John, how you doing, man? I will see you tomorrow night for Clockwork Orange. Thanks for stopping through. Don't forget to hit that like, please. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Make sure I'm all loud.
Oh,
Oh,
mine
this is
skips. Did yours start with the interview?
yeah. It's like 2 minutes and 40 seconds. I'll just hit skip here.
Oh, wait, are you hitting skip?
Yeah. Well, wait a minute. There's a fucking another one.
So there is.
All right. I think we're ready. Yep. Here we go. Here it is.
Are you
This is
on
actually a pretty good transfer. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it looked
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
What's your timestamp right now?
Um, I heard the first whistle. I'm at 19 seconds.
Okay, you're about 4 seconds ahead of me, so I'm gonna
Yeah, I can pause real quick and then unpause.
yeah, I'm gonna stop it at 30.
Okay.
And so uh count up from like, I don't know, 27 or 28, 29, 30 when you get there, and we'll just resync.
I'm at 38 now, so I'm gonna pause. I am at 40 exactly.
Okay, hold on. I will catch up real quick and then we'll count it down and go again. It's a little weird with all those interviews, man.
Yeah, that doesn't happen often. Yeah. Um, I have the 88 films one, and I have this Code Red one. Um, they're both really good, and I also have a Shriek Show old DVD of it. So, all right,
I am
5,
ready at 40 seconds. Whenever you say go, I will press play.
4, 3, 2, 1. Try again.
All
There we
right.
go. Mike killing me.
Yep. I think we're synced.
Cool. George, I love George Kennedy. Can't say enough about him, man. You just showed off some media books with a show with him in it. Who show too?
Oh yeah, man. That
Chief
first,
Woodenhead?
yeah, the Chief Woodenhead. That's a great story.
I seen a really killer media book of Humongous on Orbit DVD today.
I got it.
I'm
I ordered it from Orbit. After we talked, I ordered it like a few days ago.
Which one did you get? Did you get the one with the classic theatrical poster,
It's
or
the
the
one,
one
yeah,
with like
like
the
a.
gold one?
It's got like a crib on it. It's like it's the classic artwork
Yes.
I've seen before. Yeah.
They still got one more. It's like $32, man. I haven't got it yet. I want to bad. That's one of my favorites. You wouldn't believe how many people haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it yet, so I'm looking
Really
forward to it. Yeah,
awesome.
it'll be a first time watch for me.
I'm I'm thinking about doing it either next week or the week after. I'm gonna do Mother's Day 1980, and I'm gonna do Humongous. That's my next two.
And of course, this dude, I'm terrible with names, but this dude was
Yes,
Sleepaway Camp, right?
that's Mike Kellen. Yeah, he played the one of the creepy older guys. He was the one that actually owned it, and he was the
Yeah,
one that was messing around with Megan,
yeah,
Megan,
yeah.
Megan. Yeah, and beat up on Ricky. Man, that fucker lost his mind.
I know. Like, what did you do?
I
Like,
love Ricky.
like, can you imagine nowadays if some dude owned a camp and fucked one of his underage counselors and beat up one of the kids? Like that wouldn't quite fly these days, I don't think.
Oh, the second that scene happened with Angela in the storeroom with Fatty, the pig, that pig ass fucking.
Yeah,
Well, that would have been it. He's just lucky that Ricky wasn't big enough to whip his ass because Ricky's feisty little fucker, man.
he had
He's
temper
like
on him, dude.
cocksuckers, you motherfuckers.
Do you think Ricky knew that Angela had a dick?
I don't know.
That's a
Um,
good question, right?
he has to. I always thought that they were in cahoots because the one that, from what I understand, the one that plays the killer, you know what I mean? We just see a shadow and this and that, is him.
Yeah, dude. On the Scream Factory, when they cleaned it all up, when he's standing in the doorway, and the
Ricky.
curling iron thing, you can 100% see it. It's just him in a wig. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, because there's certain little things I haven't seen Sleepaway in a minute, but there's just certain little things, man, that kind of hint to it. It's like there's no way that he couldn't know. You know what I mean? It's like he goes, and little things he does that it's going to cover her tracks. You know what I mean? He watches after her. He knows she's murderous.
Well, but
He's not murderous. He's just vindictive.
maybe he doesn't know she's murderous, but he probably knows that her gender is questionable.
Right. Well,
Yeah,
I think he picks up on it though. They put their heads together and he says, "Fuck this, Angela. Don't worry, I'll get them for you." You know what I mean? Because he's definitely got the ball.
yeah,
He's an angry little dude.
for sure.
They did a anthology several years back called the Perfect House, and it's got her in it, and it's got him in, and they're in two of the stories.
Hmm.
Um, I have it. Yeah, it's on YouTube here somewhere. It's called The Perfect House. It's anthology. Check it out if you can.
Yeah, I never heard of it.
I hadn't either. My ex wife, she just come across it one night after I crashed out, and she watched it. And about a month later, she was looking for it. She couldn't remember what it was called, and she got rid of the history or something. So I said, "Don't ever get rid of the history. You never know what you're gonna come across. You'll never fucking find it again."
Now this poor guy just got stabbed square in the dick.
That's awesome, yeah. These killers, man, they're just shit. Um, they they take such glee in it. Now, in the screenplay, it was more of a religious type thing with them because
Hmm.
the dad and Mary Cat and the mother, remember they live in that little cabin down the way there. And they know they're running around there. That's why they don't want no one coming up there because they know shit will happen. But in the screenplay, I guess it's more of a religious thing. Like when the foot goes on Chris Lemon's head, see what I'm talking about? Um, he calls him a fornicator and pushes his head with his foot.
Hmm.
There's a lot of shit that's different. I was checking out the biography on it, the featurette that's on the disc here.
Yeah, this movie has like beautiful scenery.
This
I'm
one
pretty
of the
sure.
first.
Say again. One of the.
The first innocent kids not knowing what's going on, traveling up to the, you know what I mean, and
And
one of the best done.
and a kick-ass soundtrack, dude. You got Blondie going.
Oh hell yeah! That tells you what time that tells you what time it was.
Yeah. Now, was
Constance to me is a lot more. Go ahead, man.
was that dude in Happy Birthday to Me? The guy in the glasses.
No, that's a different guy, but
Okay.
he does favor him. He does favor him. The but but actually, believe it or not, the guy in Happy Birthday to Me is actually a little dorkier. I think
I believe it.
he's just quieter and creepier too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Of course, you got Chris Lemmon there, Jack Lemmon's son. He's also in Thunder in Paradise. Got Greg Henry, which was in Body Double, and God, tons of movies over the years. Her, I didn't see her do much, and the redhead either.
I know this was I think this was supposed to be set in Oregon, but do you know, was it filmed in Oregon?
Don't remember. It seems like something Silver Lake. I don't remember exactly what state or whatever. I know it is in the mountains. Beautiful scenery.
Yeah, that's great, man. Have you ever gone camping in a motorhome like that?
No, I'm a city boy, and just when I was starting to go camping and everything is when shit went down, and I went through my sickness, and I became a shut in for what I mean.
Yeah.
So I just and I feel real bad about it because I didn't get a chance to take my kids really to do that much.
Uh, you can only do what you can do, man.
Right. Well, I mean, definitely wanting to plan. You know what I mean? And just now the last year or two, but hell, when I first started making videos, man, I was so uncomfortable.
Oh, dude.
Being for the camera.
It's I mean, people don't think about it if they don't make videos and they're just watching a YouTube video, how fucking weird it is to sit in a room by yourself talking to a camera. You know what I mean? Like it feels normal after a while, but like the first
Yeah.
when you're first doing it, you feel so fucking self-conscious and awkward. That's just how it goes, man.
Yeah. Yeah. The most confident people, and not that I'm not confident, I'm just not comfortable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like when people say that the what I have, the social phobia and the agoraphobia, it's like that's a sickness where you're afraid of people. Saying, no, I'm not afraid of people. I'm not comfortable with people.
Yeah.
There's a difference. I'm not scared of them. I can't breathe when there's too many of them around. I've come a long way though.
But I think if you watch like if you think of any big YouTuber, any big horror YouTuber at least, you watch their first video and you're like, oh, okay, that dude was awkward as shit too, and now look at him. So
Yeah.
it's just a
Not,
rite of passage. You have to go through and feel weird as fuck, and then you're okay.
yeah, as a matter of fact, Drum Dums uh, dedicated a whole like 5-10 minute video to just talking about that. You know what I mean? To just talking about talking to two new people. Trust
Yeah.
me, and he was like, "Trust me, man." He said, I thought I was gonna throw up. He said, "I started several times." He said, "If you go back and watch that first one," he said, "I suck." He said, "But so and he's done pretty well. I haven't watched him in a long time."
I haven't either, but I have watched his first video ever. I remember when I was
Yeah,
starting my channel, I used to watch him more regularly, and I was like, okay, let's see what this dude was like, and he was awkward as shit too. So like, there you go.
yeah,
Jim,
it's strange seeing someone that's been doing it for years, man. It's strange seeing it because they're like completely different. You know what I mean? They stammer and all. It's just no.
and I remember like I'm in my apartment and like I usually make the videos kind of late at night. So if you watch my first videos, I'm like barely even talking. I'm trying to be like all super quiet. Uh and now like it was the same when I first started singing. I was like la da 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 da, and now I just fucking belt it out. And I'm like, sorry guys, I apologize to my neighbors every time I see them. They're like, nah, you're fine. But
Oh yeah, I've heard quite a few of those, man. It's very cool, man. You're unique. You know what I mean? You don't just stick to one thing. You know, these days mainly if you're not jamming a song on on the acoustic, you're on a live stream with somebody. Just like you were saying, you don't really do videos anymore, not
yeah,
uploads.
I do streaming like Ginger Ninja yesterday like messaged me on Instagram, said, "Hey, you want to come on?" I was like, "Yeah, dude." Usually, if I'm like, I'm always down to stream because this is basically my social life. You know what I mean? Like, I don't go to the club and shit. So like,
No, that was a
hanging
long
out with
time ago.
people, like this is social for me.
Yeah, a long time ago, before I shit happened, and I got ill. I was doing this shit. Back in my professional wrestling days when I was the indie wrestler. I did a lot of the drinking and run around bars and fucking, you know what I mean? Because my oldest son's mom was she was a titty dancer at a decent place. It wasn't wasn't a dive. I mean, it was still a titty bar, right? But that was damaging.
Yeah, I mean, I I basically like spent 10 years like I didn't have a regular job. I worked for myself. I was a furniture maker and I taught woodworking classes and I didn't really do shit socially. You know what I mean? Like I think a lot of people now I go to work and it's like I have like social experiences at work as well, like
Right.
uh, but then yeah, during the pandemic, dude, it was just locked down. I lived by myself. It was just like every day, nobody. You know what I mean? Like I didn't
Yeah.
visit my parents. I didn't, it was just like very lonely. So the streaming really helped.
Phil was talking about that, and Phil said that's when he put out all his content. He said that's when his channel grew was during the pandemic because that's all he had to do.
My channel definitely
That's
does
when he
not
started.
grow. My
Pardon?
I think I'm at 666 subscribers right now.
That's the last one I seen it. Yeah, I ended the channel and that turned through there, and it was right. It was like the same day that we did the Exorcist show, and I was like 666. I was like, damn, okay.
Yeah. Every time I get a new subscriber, I block them. I'm just kidding. Just keep it at 666.
I can actually get subscribers now and not look back and six of them be gone every time.
Oh yeah, dude. Like it's a
They leave
there.
me alone.
I think I was telling Ginger Ninja last night, like some people's channels grow really fast. Mine never grew fast. He just hit 100 subscribers, so congrats to you, Ginger Ninja, on 100 subscribers, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say congratulations, man. I seen we had 99, and I was gonna use my Russell Goria channel to get your 100, but you already had over your 100. So I'm still gonna go do that, but I didn't really do this. But I was gonna squeeze that in real quick just to get you at your 100.
Yeah, I mean that's a
Because
big
I know
goal.
how it is. It took me fucking forever to get 100. I felt so bad about myself.
Dude, when you like spend all this time and energy making a video, I don't know like what your process is, but mine is like I set up lights and I have a camera and I like have to edit all this shit so it doesn't look like shit. And like and then like when you're just a very young YouTuber, like four people will watch it. You'll get like one thumbs up and one thumbs down. You're like, fuck you guys, you sons of bitches. Uh it can be real discouraging, dude, until you sort of like start building up people that you can interact with.
There there was no editing. I mean, I'm sure you noticed with my first videos, there was no editing. It was a one take job, and that was it. Fuck ups and all, man. And but now, I don't know if you notice anything of my newer actually uploads. I actually do a little bit of editing. I'm getting ready to start this other thing that I'm doing. It's going to be once a week I'm going to do my favorite top 5 horror films of each year of the 80s. I'm starting with 1980. I'm going to do my top 5. I'm done with 3 now. I've just got to finish the last 2, so that's how I'm in the editing process, because I just want to turn out better quality shit. You know what I mean? It's too gorilla.
Yeah, the those top 5s are fun, man. It's always fun. Like I remember like Jen's reviews from the grave. Her and Christian were doing that for every year of the 80s, and it was always fun discussions. Ginger Ninja says, yeah, the setup, the editing takes it out of you, but it's the editing is the fun process, dude. I wish I had just like pre-recorded footage of me talking about shit that I could just sit around and edit together.
And I've learned a lot, man. I mean, I have learned so much. Like, I learned how to make the thumbnails and the like the intros and all that different shit by myself. I've been really getting intricate. Wait till you guys see my top 5. For me, it'll be intricate.
Yeah.
For me, you're gonna be like, damn, Gore.
Dude, my very first video on the Cadaver Club channel, basically like before I was doing music, I was just like, doing creative stuff. I like to make stuff, but I make stuff at work and it really scratches that making shit itch. So when I get home, like I don't want to go to the wood shop and make some shit. So I'd end up doing like stuff on the computer, and I spent a shitload of time trying to learn how to use Adobe After Effects. And so my very first video on YouTube, on the Cadaver Club channel, I spent way over 100 hours making this thing. And it was like, I thought it was pretty fun, man. It turned out pretty good. And then like, it was just it was a fun process. It was fun for me to learn how to use that software. But then I spent all this time and energy making it. And then like, yeah, I got like 3 views or some shit. And I was like, that's a bummer. I wish like a few other people would see it, but what you gonna do, man?
It's the shit. It's the shit you don't expect, man. You know what I mean? I mean, every now and then you can be like, I this one will be pretty good. You know, I think people like this one. I think this one will be watched. But usually it's ones you think people aren't going to give a shit about get watched, and ones you're like, man, you know, I should have less people for this one. It's like 1 person or 2 people show up. It's like,
dude,
it's like
I made.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I made this Instagram reel of this. I was visiting my parents for my dad's birthday, like I guess it was a month ago now, and I found this bong I made in high school. I made this like in ceramics class. I made this Godzilla bong, and I did like just a quick little throwaway reel for it on Instagram, and then it like got, like over 50,000 views and like 2,500 likes. So I'm like, really? That's the fucking thing that people are like, it's resonating with people, you know? It's like, nah, what are you gonna do?
You can never tell. Yeah, damn, that's quite a bit too, man. I've my biggest one is like 700. For some reason, I cannot get that big one, but I've got a lot of 100s, 200s, you know, and I'm starting to get more 300s and stuff like that.
On YouTube, I'd like there used to be a group of horror people would do like a Slashback Saturday thing where you do like a different subject. There'd be a different subject every week, and someone would review a movie that sort of fit in with that. And one of the weeks I did a review for Skinner, but I was going out of town and I just rushed it. And I was like, this sucks, but I'm just going to put it up. And like, probably the worst review I've ever done. And that video, people keep watching it. You know, I don't know that they like it or anything, but YouTube keeps like channeling people to my shittiest video. I'm like, you know, like, come on, man. What the hell are you guys doing?
Yeah, mine is my VHS, my top 10 greatest tag teams, and my you have to remember my GoreAphobe says it all video where for like a minute and a half I'm just sitting there going,
Yeah.
Do you remember that one?
I do, yeah.
For like a minute and a half, I was just entertaining myself.
This
it's got more than some of the others I busted my ass on.
I know, right? You just never know, man. This, by the way, is like gorgeous, man. The waterfall and that little like it's like a half a cave, you know what I mean? That they're sort of walking. It's beautiful.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah. I mean, like with this series I'm doing now, with the unknown, with the Forgotten Horror Archive, I know a lot of it's not going to get much watch, but I don't care. I'm just having fun doing watch-alongs,
Yeah,
man.
dude. I mean, honestly, like you can't. I mean, you want people to appreciate, what you're doing, but like you can't really be too obsessed with it. You know what I mean?
No,
And,
that's something that I learned. I had to
yeah,
learn
and
at the.
if your
I got
goal,
really down, man. I got really down, um, and it's just like, man, I just suck, and it just, nobody gives a shit. Nobody wants to see me. So I was just like, but then I was like, so what? I mean, it took me a year and a half, but I finally just one day, how alcoholics have that moment of clarity. I
yep.
just had that moment of clarity where I was just like, so what? And I've been cool ever since.
Yeah, I mean, you can't like. I'm not a person. My goal has never been to like become an influencer or like make money on doing any of this shit. Like my whole goal, and this is why I like to stream with all you guys, like my whole goal was just to find other fucking horror weirdos, dude, because in real life I don't know horror weirdos, So like uh and I've been, I don't my channel doesn't grow fast, like I don't get like a thousand views on videos or anything, but I've met a bunch of cool people, man, and I have fun hanging out with them, and that's really all that I care about. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. That's why I decided to do the watch alongs, because what I wanted to do more than anything, when I was coming out of my social issues, I was like, man, because I would drive my family nuts talking about all these different movies, and I could tell they really, for the most part, I mean, some of it they cared about, but most of it they didn't give a shit about. So I was like,
Yeah,
man, I've got to find some other people that when I talk about it, they go, yeah. So I thought YouTube, so I figured, I'd try that. It was basically about reaching out to find other people like me,
yeah.
and it was, I don't know, is the best way to put it. It's just,
Seeking fellowship.
yeah, just, you know what I mean. And I thought, and that's why I don't know why it took me so long to do these watch-alongs, because it's just like watching movies with your friends. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? And that's, and I this is the funnest thing that I've done so far.
yeah, they're fun, and they're also fun, like to watch. Like if you're not streaming, and you're just like hanging out watching someone else, like.
I have not done that yet, but yeah.
I've watched some like night watch zones, watch alongs and stuff. Um, it's tricky because like my work schedule can be kind of crazy sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so a lot of times I'm at work and I have stuff on in the background. I can't really pay super attention or be like active in the chat or whatever, but um, and you can't keep up with everyone. It's just impossible. So
Especially now, man, he's taken off and grown so much. I mean, the majority of the people in his chat, I don't know anymore, because I stopped. I hadn't went there and chatted with him in like months. When I went
yeah,
back, I didn't recognize most of the people.
yeah, dude. It gets like there'll be like 40 people in the chat, and they'll all have like all these wrenches. I'm like, who the fuck is that person? Okay.
He took my fucking wrench, man. I
Did
got
he really?
demoted. I got demoted.
Ah, I
Yeah,
wonder. That's weird, man.
yeah. I went back after a couple of months, went in there, and I was like, dude, I'm just like everybody else.
Maybe
And Mike was like, I don't know what happened. And I was like, me either, man. What, were you pissed at me or something? And he was like, no. But guess what? I still don't have my fucking wrench.
yeah. It's like, oh, that's weird. I don't know. Oh, you gonna give me a wrench? No, it's just weird, isn't it? Like, okay.
It's weird, but you'll be all right.
Knight's a cool dude though.
Demoted.
I always like streaming with Knight.
Oh, hell yeah. We're doing Day of the Dead next Tuesday, a week from tomorrow.
On your channel? On
Mm-hmm.
his
We did
Nice.
Night of the Living Dead about 8 months ago, 7 or 8 months ago on his, and had a really good conversation. Of course, we always do.
Yeah.
Me and him, when we sound like we're doing commentary for the movie. You know what I mean? And then Dawn of the Dead we did 2 or 3 weeks ago, and then I figure I want to, as far as I'm concerned, finish out the main trilogy and do
Yeah.
Day of the Dead.
Land of the Dead was pretty good.
Yeah, yeah.
I enjoyed that one. Then they started getting a little less good.
I like Diary.
I
It's different.
I didn't hate Diary. I've only seen it one time. And when it
Right.
came out, I was like, that was decent. I like certain things about it. But I don't think it sucks as much as everyone else. Survival of the Dead, I thought sucked. I was pretty
Yes.
disappointed with that one.
Thank you. Yes. It's awful, man. It's
Yeah.
loaded. In all Romero's movies, you got the gung ho people. You know what I mean? It gets a little bit political. But in Survival, it's all about political and conspiracy, and you know what I mean. It's like the zombies are second hat. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know, that to me, that's when The Walking Dead started, shit started hitting the fan with it, is when is when it became more about people versus people and not so much zombies.
Yeah. I
Um,
think a lot of times if you're like a filmmaker or an artist, like you'll have success like with a movie like say like a Nightmare on Elm Street or something, or a a Dawn Night, Dawn Day type of trilogy,
right.
and like people will resonate with certain ideas that you haven't fully fleshed out, but people resonate with it because you haven't fully fleshed it out. It's just like there's concepts that people can think about, and then like the more you try to delve into it, like the it's a there's you reach a point of diminishing returns that I think Romero definitely hit.
Yeah. He had it's funny, he is so celebrated and respected and loved, yet he's got quite a few misses too. But
Oh yeah.
nobody holds those against him. You know what I mean? It's like George could do no wrong. It's like, yeah, but Romero's blah 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 wasn't all that great. And you're like, yeah, but hey, that one, you know what I mean? It's like that wasn't George's fault.
He's got a lot of hits though, man.
Hell yes.
You know. I
I
look like
love
even like Martin. I love Martin, dude. I think that's like probably that's like one of his best films.
because when he hit.
And of course, Creed.
Oh yeah, yeah. Um, I think most of them had hits and misses. Even Carpenter's just wasn't until later. You
Yeah,
know, Craven always went back and forth. And
yeah,
I'm not so sure if they were misses or if they were just shit that people were just uncomfortable to watch. I mean, look, he went straight from Last House to The First Hills Have Eyes.
yeah,
You know, he seemed to enjoy the idea of crazies brutalizing young girls.
yeah. Hills Have Eyes. That's a good film. You
Oh
know,
yeah, oh hell yeah. Two isn't horrible, but it just next to the original, it is. The
it's kind
remake
of
was decent.
I like the remake a lot, man. Uh, I was really
Oh,
surprised when I saw the remake. I was like, yeah, Alexandre Aja, that dude's awesome, man.
now that's the one where they stick they stick him in the porta potty in the after he's all cut up. They stick him in the porta potty.
That's part
He's,
two. That's
yeah, and
Hills
you
Have
got shit
Eyes.
all over
Yeah,
him. It's like that would fuck me up. Somebody come screaming, crawling up out of the toilet, man.
yeah. I mean, that'd be bad if you were. I think it'd probably be worse if you were the guy in the toilet, but it's still pretty bad if you're not. Just,
Traumatizing. What the hell are you doing, man? Somebody
like,
put me in there. Well, I hope, because yeah, that was what's his name from the Twisted Sister videos and
D.
um
Schneider.
pardon?
D. Schneider.
Yeah, wasn't that guy in it, the guy that played the teacher, and he was also in what Animal House.
Hmm. I
What?
don't know. I can do a quick Google search.
What do you want to do with your life? Yeah. I got a good mind to smack your fat face.
He was in that Hills Have Eyes 2, 2007 one.
Do I?
I've never seen the Hills Have Eyes 3. Have you seen that one?
No.
Me neither.
No, I think a completely different group made that one.
Yeah. It says Wes Craven presents it though.
Yeah, but it was the same way with was Chiller with you know, that just basically means that they help produce it, the executive produce or whatever. Yeah. That just kind of helping their buddies, you know what I mean? By putting their name out, they're kind of helping their buddy bring eyes to it.
You know, Lawnmower Man was marketed as like Stephen King's Lawnmower Man.
Mm-hmm.
And it had nothing to do with him. And he ended up suing them, saying, like, take my name off this fucking thing. You know what I mean? Like, it's not my property. I don't want you to use my name on it. And he won in court. And then they kept using his name. And he, you know, they're like, oh, yeah, okay, you won. You know, and they kept like doing it until like finally they were like, every time you use his name, you're going to pay him this much money. And then they fixed it. But like, I mean, it's just at some point, you know.
I remember the trailer for Maximum Overdrive. You know, when he's on there and you got the Halloween 3 music playing behind him, and he's talking about he's like, I'm going to scare the hell out of you. And he's basically leading up saying that everybody else that's ever done his movies, you know, they just, you know, he basically said in interviews and all this kind of stuff that they just didn't capture it. You know, and it's like, what are you talking about, Steven? You know what I mean? I know my Maximum Overdrive, but Carrie's a miss.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
I don't think he necessarily meant that, but you know what I mean.
He thought The Shining was a miss, you know.
Yeah, he's actually grown on it a little bit.
Okay, well, he's a smart guy. He's got a corgi, so you know, I give him a pass.
He doesn't hate it now. Now he just dislikes it. But he just straight up hated it. And I don't know. That's one of those things that last time I talked about that derogatively, I got a dislike. My when I did my film arena video for The Shining, I was talking about that, and you know, and I had mentioned that I preferred Kubrick's movie over King's book, and within 5 minutes there was a dislike on there. They didn't make comment; they just gave me a dislike. That was my first dislike, and I was like, damn, and I knew that's why.
There's no pleasing people, dude.
I'm like, that's my opinion. That's what I'm supposed to do. You know what I mean?
I think they took the thumbs down count off of the pages, so you can still see if you get a thumbs down, you know, in your studio or whatever. But like, I don't think people use that button so much anymore now that they can't be like, "Ooh, I pressed it. Now I can see the number ad," you know.
Be all dramatic and proud about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes people just do that shit just to be a dick, just because they can.
Yeah. It's like trolling behavior, you know.
Like all the people that'll put the viruses and shit on the porn videos. Now I can understand put all the viruses and the Trojan, you know, the malware on the child pornography that you want. I understand that.
Yeah.
But don't be putting viruses all over adult fucking pornography. I mean, what's the point?
Yeah. I mean, I guess if you just want to fuck up everyone, you know.
I mean, it's like, damn, why in the hell are you mad at these people fucking? If you don't like it, just don't watch it.
This is a great scene, by the way.
Yeah.
Creepy, dude. Real creepy.
Yeah, she does a pretty good job too. Like I said, I don't ever seeing her ever again. She's definitely redhead.
Yeah, for sure. She's a ginger ninjette.
All them freckles and everything, yeah.
Yeah, this one's pretty.
with Mary Cat.
Now the hillbilly dude, he's got to be like one hell of a free diver, dude, because he can just like hold his breath like a motherfucker, right? 'Cause he comes in
Oh,
over there and he's just chilling underwater for like this whole time, like ever from there for the next
right.
5 minutes or some shit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, I think they're kind of half wittish too, though.
Yeah.
Um, that can make a difference. Just like they say, that the truly crazy could, they can. It takes a lot more to kill them off. They're meaner, they're stronger. It takes a lot more to kill them off, man, because they just don't give a shit.
Well, I guess that dude who she was swimming with, he's got a pretty good set of lungs too, because he just disappears and then ends up on the fucking shore getting all dressed, right?
Yeah, he's
I
he's under there playing and shit, all the way
yeah.
to the point where she thinks it's her man. You know what I mean? So
And it's like pretty effectively creepy, you know what I mean? Like if you put
yes,
yourself in her where you think someone's like there with you and then you look and see them over there, it's like, whoa, fuck me, what
yeah.
the hell?
And it's her response and her looks that put it over too.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking maybe, because he was actually under the water. You know what I mean? If I was a young chick, I'd probably get creeped out too if that guy was underneath the water touching my legs and fucking with me. Even
Here.
though you know that,
Yeah.
in order to be an actor, you got to get in that place anyway. You have to get in that place. And most killers, when they play a killer in this or they play maniac or whatever, they don't sit and bullshit and have lunch with them and shit. They stay off over here and do their own thing. That way they stay kind of mysterious and creepy.
Method. This dude
Yeah,
trimming up his
wait,
bonsai trees.
wait till you see Humongous, man.
I'm looking forward to it, man. I've
Humongous. He is too.
I've heard good stuff about it. And Orbit is where I originally saw that media book and I was gonna get it, and then it was sold out, and I was like, fuck. And then when I went back on the other day, they had one in stock, and I was like, boom, sweet.
Yeah, yeah. Because the Scorpion is just outrageously priced. Hell, the just the slip cover goes anywhere from like $50 to $80.
It's pretty crazy that people will just sell slip covers, you know what I mean? Or that people would just buy slip covers for like that much money, you know?
Yeah, I got lucky and got it a little early because and the slip to it's beautiful. The Scorpion. Well, I mean, you've seen Scorpion slips; they got really good artwork.
Yeah.
But this one's special, man. It's really, really good. It's also got a few people in it that you'll recognize. But yeah, the dude that plays Humongous used to be a wrestler.
Okay. From like what year did Humongous come out?
He too.
Okay.
I almost
I mean,
got to go see it at the theater, but my mom wouldn't let me go with my cousin and shit. I had gotten a little bit of trouble and she wouldn't make an exception. So I could this close. But I do now have a theatrical one sheet.
nice. I think I was watching wrestling back in '82, probably.
He was I'm not sure if he was ever a name or anything, because you never really get, you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
he's humongous. So he's fucking. It's a really cool mixture of fucking. It's got great atmosphere. It's just it's two or three things in one. I've been preaching it. I'm not heard me, but I've been preaching it on here for over 2 years. You
Yeah.
know, and a lot of people. I was talking about it on the show that used to be on. You probably remember it was Christian and Javon Graham,
Yeah.
and it was back when they did the Firefly Family podcast,
Yep.
and I was on there and I started talking to him about it, and I don't know, I don't know, I felt kind of funny about it because you know he kind of laughed, and he said he hadn't seen it, and Christian said he had, and he asked Christian about it, and he said, well, you know, asked him basically if he liked it, and he was like, nah. But they just kind of snickered it off. I don't know. I thought that was kind of rude.
Well, so I
I
mean,
don't
people,
dislike them.
yeah, I mean, I think like some movies just like not everyone likes everything, dude. Like if you ask someone about Halloween 3, like I remember asking people about Halloween 3. I didn't see it for a long time. I just didn't watch it because I had always heard it sucked, and I was like, I got
Yeah,
things to watch that are supposed to be awesome, like. But then when I did watch it, I was like, that didn't suck at all. That was super fun. So
yeah. I shouldn't have taken it personally, and I didn't take it too personally. I mean, it's not like it kept me up at night or I hated them or anything. But I just feel like a little bit of tact was in order. You know what I mean? They could obviously tell. I had talked about dude about it several times, so he knew I loved it a lot. I just got
yeah.
done talking about the theatrical one sheet I just got, and then they snicker and kind of put it down. It's like when you see something, there's somebody likes something like that, don't make a joke out of it.
Yeah, I mean, like I think we were talking about that last week, or maybe it was a different stream about like us horror people. We're fanatical, dude, and we love this shit. You know what I mean? So like, if you have a reason why you shouldn't like, why you don't like it, then let's talk about it, dude. We can have a cool discussion about it. But if you just like, say like this movie I absolutely love, like like Sleepaway Camp or Hell Night or something. Oh, Hell Night, that fucking movie sucked. Like, I don't think so. Yeah, dude, that was shit. It's like,
Yeah,
why? Why didn't you like it? You don't have to be all pejorative and shit. Just
yeah,
use your words, dude. You know?
yeah. That's one thing that's kind of reviews that I don't like.
Yeah,
I I like compassion. I like, well, no, I guess the right word would be consideration.
yeah.
Um, if you don't like it, fine. Say you don't like it, but don't sit and make a joke out of it and bullshit and make it seem like people that do like it are stupid. You know what I mean? Some reviewers will do that. That gets on my nerve.
Ginger Ninja saying we talked about that yesterday with the Wildline movies. Now I will say the Wildline movies do suck. They are shit. No, I'm just kidding. I
I've
don't like
seen
it.
a
I
couple I
typically
think of.
I've seen
I
a
don't
few
understand.
Wildline I've seen a few Wildline movies I like, but typically I haven't liked a lot of the ones I've seen. You know what I mean?
I can't think of any of them.
One I saw that I liked was called Cold Ground, and it was like
Right.
this 1970s found footage movie, or like these people in 1970 were making a documentary on like this and like this Super 8 camera or 16 millimeter, and it was found footage of them in France, and they encounter like some things in the wilderness, and I thought it was pretty interesting. I liked it. It was good, definitely good for a wildlife film.
Hmm. I'm sure I've seen a few of them. I don't know. I know I like a lot of Magnet movies.
Yeah, Magnet's great, dude.
Didn't Magnet do Troll? Troll kicked ass.
I know Magnet. I have a few Magnet DVDs. I don't know if I have any Magnet Blu-rays, but I know like I remember back in the day, and I'd see Magnet on a thing, I'd be like, oh, that one's probably going to be pretty good. Um, and usually they are, man. Like I think like Time Crimes is one that comes to mind that was
Hmm.
Magnet, and I love that movie. Yeah,
Oh, did you hear the Hitcher is going to be out before Christmas on Second Sight?
oh, really?
Yep, they thought it was going to be after, but I guess they got everything together that they needed, so now they could put out a good 4K scan of it. So they're going to do it in 4K on Second Sight. It's going to be the nice limited editions that they always do in like
Yeah.
early December, I guess. So I was
I
like, hell
made
yeah.
I made the error of doing a bunch of pre-orders at the same time, and then they kept them all until they released the last one, and I was like, "Fuck!" So now I have like this stack of like limited editions that like people had been. I've been watching all these videos, people unboxing them for like months and months, and I was like, "God damn it!" Uh,
Yeah.
but I watched Dog Soldiers in 4K, and I was pretty impressed with how it looked, man.
Yeah, I hadn't seen Dog Soldiers until about I seen the Blu-ray release of Dog Soldiers from Scream Factory. My
Yeah.
fiance showed it to me about a year ago, and I had never seen it. and she said it's like one of her very favorite werewolf movies. So I was like, cool. So we
So if
checked it out, and that transfer kind of sucked on the
it
Blu-ray.
sucks assholes, dude. In fact, like I remember I watched Dog Soldiers back in the day, like when it was a new release. I rented it. I remember renting it on a first date with this girl,
Yeah,
and we had a blast, man, watching it. It was really fun. Um, but then I hadn't seen it until I got the Scream Factory thing again, and I was like, oh shit, I got it on Blu-ray now, HD. I'm gonna watch it for the first time. And I watched it, and I was like, that looked like shit. And I went to go put it away, and I had to watch the DVD again. I was like, God damn it.
I was
But
back there checking my wire. I went back and was checking my wire and shit just to make sure because I had that little bit of, I had too much going on with it. I was like, what the fuck is this not hooked up? Is it like loose or something? And I was like, no, I think that's just the way it looks. Damn.
Time Crime Spanish film, Ginger Ninja. It is a Spanish film, but I like that movie a lot. It's like a cool, it's like a time loop movie. Like I think I watched Ginger Ninja did a review of Triangle, which is another cool um, time loop movie. So I think if you like Triangle, if you like that type of movie, definitely check out Time Crimes for sure.
There's another French movie that I think is really good, and it was made probably 5, 10 years ago. I think it seems like it's French. I'm not real good with those foreign languages, but it seems like it's French. And it's called Among the Living, and it's got it's along the lines of like a slasher, and it kicks ass. It was on Shutter for the longest time. Of course,
Uh,
you have to read it because it's not in English, but
yeah.
that's one that I'm planning on doing.
I just that was the director of Inside did that one. And
Oh yeah,
yeah, and so I was talking to I was messaging with someone on Instagram, and they just sent me like a reel of this like old dilapidated barn, and they said like, oh, I want to live there. And it made me think of Among the Living because there's that scene where they break into the barn, and
the
it's
kids and kids catch on fire. Yeah,
yeah, but it's so fucking like the light coming through the boards just looks really beautiful in that scene. And it like, I was like, oh, so I couldn't find it. It wasn't on Shutter anymore. So I ended up like finding that scene online, and I took a little phone picture, and I was like, yeah. And then I was like, I don't know if the juice was worth the squeeze, but
yeah.
yeah,
You're the first person that I have talked to that has seen that besides me. The first one.
that's a cool movie, man.
Yeah, it is.
Did
That motherfucker's crazy, like the shit that he does with his foot and everything. Man,
yeah.
I felt so bad for that stepdad, man. I was like, damn, because that motherfucker tried, you know.
Did you see Deep House? The Deep House, it came out maybe a year or two ago. But
Um,
it was the same director from Inside. It's a really oh, this is not good. This poor sucker. Um, it's a really interesting take on a haunted house movie. I thought it was really cool, man. I mean, it's you could critique it for a lot of reasons, but I thought it was like a really interesting take. It's basically like these people have a YouTube channel, and they go on like these adventures and stuff, and they just find out about this whole like little village or something that was like basically got flooded, and now it's a lake. And so they're like, oh, when this dude's like, oh, I can take you over there to the site. And so they go scuba diving down to investigate this house that's at the bottom of this lake. And it's like a haunted house movie at the bottom of the lake, dude. So in
yeah,
addition to like haunted house shit happening, you have the sort of risk of them running out of air and all this type of stuff. I thought it was really interesting.
that's that's unique, man. You managed to throw all that drama and tension in with some claustrophobic, like being
Yeah.
trapped in the water field with it. That sounds good, man. Because I like the inside also, so
Yeah,
that
Inside
looks
was great.
pretty good.
I was talking to the people Saturday night that I stream with usually, the coast to coast horror people, and I was like, oh, I said something. We were talking about martyrs or something, and
Mm.
and they all were talking about the American martyrs and hadn't seen the French one, and I was like, you've
That's me.
seen the American one and not the French one? Like that's weird
Me
to me.
too. Me too. I have not seen the original either, and I want to so much.
You haven't seen the French one?
Nope, just the English one.
Oh man, I've never seen the English one. I've only seen the French one, dude. The
Okay.
French one's awesome.
the English one has got some really good performances. I'll put it that way. Now, of course, since I haven't seen the original, I can't compare them. But I'm guaranteeing you that the foreign one's better. They always are.
Yeah. And like oh wait, no, we weren't talking about Inside, we were talking about Martyrs.
Martyrs, yeah.
Oh, that's what we were just talking about. Okay. Was there an American remake for Inside?
Yes.
I have not seen that either.
I did. It's a lot more cliche. It makes I don't know. It just feels so mainstream. You know what I mean? It's like it tries too hard to have those tense moments. You know what I mean? And all that kind of shit. Like if they would have made Audition American. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That movie is one of the most fucked up, painful movies. Oh my god, man!
I, that's a
That
I
chick
love
is
that movie.
fantastic.
That movie, like the whole, like the first, I don't know, 45, 50 minutes is like almost like a lighthearted comedy, you know what I mean? And then it's like the setup for a romantic comedy that just goes a different direction. I love that movie.
That is fantastic filmmaking, man. Because no matter what, throughout the whole thing, now this is when you know it's good filmmaking. Throughout the whole thing, no matter what she does, at first you feel sorry for her, you feel bad for her, you know what happened, but you never lose that. No matter what she does, you still feel bad for how she is because you know she's fucking bad shit. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? She does not see anything the way it really is. This guy, he was kind of using her, but then not really. Of course, he was giving auditions to find a new wife, but he hadn't done nothing bad to her. He was trying to love the chick. She loved
Uh,
him too, I guess.
yeah, it was kind of sad also in a way, you know?
Yeah, yes, I'm saying I felt so bad for her, and usually it's impossible when somebody's doing something like that. You don't feel bad for them.
Yeah.
Of course, I wanted the son to wipe her out and stop her from her madness, but still,
Um, yeah, I mean that movie takes you on a journey, you know what I mean? Like,
like Goodbye Mommy, the original.
yeah.
They made that. Did you hear about that?
I heard about it.
I
They
haven't seen it.
recently did it, right? It was like recent. Yeah, I haven't seen it or heard much about it. The original I liked a lot.
That was hard to watch. That I don't find many movies hard to watch where they hurt me, where I go, oh my god. But that one did, man, in
Yeah.
all kinds of ways. That poor fucking woman.
That was a cool movie. The director that was directed by like a team, and they went on to do The Lodge, right? Isn't that who did The Lodge?
Is it?
I
Damn.
I think so. Let me check. Let me see. Goodbye, Mommy.
Because if so, I'm already a fan of them. I'm afraid to watch the new one. Naomi Watts plays the mom part in it.
She's pretty good though, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's one of the reasons why I'm kind of afraid. I want it to be good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I always do though. You know.
Confirmed, dude. They directed The Lodge.
Wow, cool. The Lodge is fucking just those kids. Perfect. It's perfect how they portrayed those kids. Those kids, they were jealous. They were pissed. They wanted revenge. It's her fault that mom did what she did. Blah 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 blah. They took her pills and all this kind of shit. And only kids would not realize exactly what it is they're doing.
Yeah, and they were pieces of shit too. To be honest with you, like that was a dick move they pulled.
Yeah, well, they were getting back for their mom. They didn't want her there. They didn't want her around. It was her fault that their mom was dead, which of course it wasn't. So they was gonna make her pay. But they
I mean,
did, just like a kid, they did not see what was going to happen at the end of the tunnel. You know?
and I think like when you're a kid, there's boundaries that you have to sort of like test boundaries. You don't exactly know where they are. Sometimes you do shit you regret when you get older. Like that's just part of the human experience. So they kind of took it to the extreme though, and then they ended up
Pick the wrong bit.
picked the wrong thing to test the boundaries with. But yeah, dude, I love that movie, man. I thought that movie was great.
It's fantastic. I don't have it yet, but I plan on getting. Like my son loves the House of Jacksonville.
Yeah,
Matt Dillon's just good, and he always has been.
That movie, that's another movie that was kind of divisive with a lot of people, and I didn't watch it for a long time. When I watched it, I liked it. I thought it felt a little indulgent there towards the end, but for the most part, I liked that movie. I thought it was good.
Yeah, something got a strange ending, but I always like Lars Van Trier. You know what I mean? He also did Melancholia. That's an odd movie.
I have not. I haven't seen that much Lars von Trier. I haven't seen. Uh, what's the fucking one that everyone
He did
knows?
Dogtooth. He did Antichrist, I think.
Antichrist is the one I'm thinking of. I did see Dogtooth. Dogtooth is a weird one too. I mean, he's a weird dude, but uh, yeah. I thought House of Jack Bell was pretty good, man. I liked it.
As soon as I read the synopsis on Dogtooth, I was like, I gotta see that as soon as possible.
Yeah, it's interesting, and it's another like I feel like that the acting in it and sort of it's kind of stylized in the same way that like the sacred killing of a sacred deer is, you know what I mean? It's like almost surrealistic sort of character dialogue, you know.
Man, the most painful part of that movie is when the little boy comes in. He crawls in because he can't walk right. He crawls in, and he says, "Dad, see, I cut my hair." It's like because he was on him at the beginning about cutting his hair, and
Yeah.
he thought they wasn't mad at him anymore. You know what I mean? Yeah, it was like, oh man, that poor little kid. And then the sister was a fucking bitch, man. She was ass kissing, just trying to keep one from getting killed. Telling her brother, she was wanting his MP3 player when you die. She was like, "Can I have your MP3 player when you die?" The way they talked was so weird.
Yeah.
I
Uh,
loved it.
but it was weird, but it totally worked, man, because it just adds to like this atmosphere where you feel sort of like out you're in that environment, you know what I mean? It takes you out of your sort of like normal comfort zone and puts you somewhere else, you know. You're like activated to think about things in a different way, you know.
Yeah, you watch something really trippy, man. You're just, you know what I mean? Like just the way they talk, about the cake and all that shit, like I was talking about the other night. And not to mention when they go to that party right afterwards, and they're just sitting there having a conversation, with everybody in their suits, and just out of nowhere, Colin Farrell's like telling them that their daughter started menstruating the other night. and his buddy's like, really? And he's like, yes. No, she's doing really great with it. He's like, oh, well, good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's almost like there's like no filter, like their inner dialogue just comes out, you know what I mean? Like he's like, I got armpit hair. It's just like, wait, what? Like
Yeah.
it's weird. It's but it's surrealistic, and it really worked for that.
That kid is great, man. He was also in the Eternals. He's in the Green Knight. God, he's been in a lot of shit, man. The kid I wish I'd have seen more of is the kid that the young kid that played the preacher in There Will Be Blood. I wish we'd seen more from him. Do you remember who I'm talking about?
I've only seen that movie once. I like Paul Thomas Anderson a lot. Um, what I've seen of his, I haven't seen his more recent films. But I thought that movie was good, but I did only see it once, and it was a while ago.
Yeah, man.
I
He's
love
one of my
movies.
favorite actors. I didn't like Lincoln that much though.
I didn't see Lincoln. I loved Boogie Nights. I thought that was excellent.
Oh my god,
I
Dirk
like,
Diggler.
dude, that's a movie. Talk about like what a difficult thing to achieve with filmmaking. Like that movie was uber depressing and simultaneously fucking hilarious. Like that's hard to pull off, man. And
Off the wall, just weird shit, funny. Like what's his name? Wife fucking everybody, fucking a dude out in the middle of the fucking driveway, and everybody just standing around there.
Ninja wants to know if that was Paul Dano. It was not. Well, he wasn't in The Killing of a Sacred Deer. but he looks like he was the preacher kid from There Will Be Blood.
Yeah, and he's he's now, is he the twin brother of the other one? Now I haven't seen him in a long time. Was he the twin brother of the other one, or was he saying he was the same guy, wasn't he? Did he play the same dude? He was just bullshitting, acting like he was the brother.
I'm not sure. I'm checking
Me
his
either.
filmography. I
I,
guess
I
it's
think he was the same guy. I think he was just lying. You know what I mean? He was just bullshitting because he was trying to get a big fucking cut, a big bunch of money there, and not with that business, man.
oh yeah,
That,
he was the Riddler. He did great as the Riddler in the new Batman movie.
yeah, he was. I forgot he did that.
Did you what did you think of that movie?
The newest Batman with Robert Pattinson.
Yeah,
Little long,
it was
but
long.
I did like it. My son loved it.
Yeah, I liked it a
He
lot too. It's tricky.
okay.
It got so much fucking hype, dude. Like from everyone on Instagram was like, "That's probably the best superhero movie that's ever been made." So it's a little hard to like go into a movie so hyped up and not feel a slight bit of disappointment. Um,
Yeah,
I saw it kind of late, but I did like it a lot. I liked it sort of like yeah, I thought it was good. I thought it was a very long movie, but I don't feel like
right.
I felt like the length sort of served the story as it was told. You know what I mean?
It's definitely got a unique feel. They definitely went a different way, and I give them credit for that. Batman had never really been that way before. He'd been everywhere but there. Like Joker, I thought Joker was fucking brilliant. I love Joker, man. Joaquin
Joker.
Phoenix is better than his brother. A lot of people shit on that when I say that. Well, to me, Joaquin, of course, Joaquin had more time to develop. He lived a lot longer. But
You're talking then River.
yeah, but as it stands, I like Joaquin's acting better.
I mean, yeah, River died before he had a chance to like really. He was a kid, man.
Yeah.
Joaquin's just he's had so many years to do like crazy roles. I saw him in this movie. You Were Never Really Here. I think is that what it was called, where he plays like this
Hmm.
hitman.
Hmm.
Um, but that it was, he was good in it. Yeah, he
Oh,
plays like a
yeah.
badass hitman.
To me, he's part of what the main thing that puts over signs, man. It's fucking ridiculous. Like they're sitting there, and all three of them are sitting there with the aluminum foil on their head and shit, and he's just right there with them. That's funny shit, man.
Yeah, Joker. Joker got a pretty decent amount of hype too. Some people didn't like it, but
Well, I
um,
liked it.
I
It
liked
was
it. Yeah,
sad. It was so sad, man. Um, but at the same time, you know, what I mean, it just kept getting worse for this guy. You know,
yeah,
I'd love. I never thought I'd love seeing Robert De Niro get shot right in the face, but I loved that.
yeah. You get what you fucking deserve. Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah, yeah. De Niro can still make you love him or hate him, because
Yeah,
that's the most I've ever hated him.
yeah. He
And
was kind of.
he did it well. Um, yeah, and and to find out that not only is that not your mom, but your mom allowed you to be fucking abused and everything else by the guy that was there, you know, and just been lying to you your whole life about Thomas Wayne, made an ass out of himself.
Yeah,
It's just rough. It's not something I like to watch on a regular basis, but it is one I like a lot.
I've definitely seen it a few times. I got the Film Arena 4K full slip of it
Damn,
uh, a
that's
while
cool.
back. Yeah, I thought it was a really interesting character study. You know what I mean? But I will say, like, you see his character arc, um, and it's an interesting thing. But then at some point, he becomes like this evil genius or whatever, you know, whatever the Joker is. And that transition, it felt a little more like a switch that was flipped as opposed to like a transition that occurred. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, if you know, throughout the movie, he would kind of go into these things where he'd just break into a crazy dance every once in a while. You know what I mean? Whenever he got into you know, Arthur World. You know what I mean? You just gotta just be like, it's like, all right.
Yeah, I mean
You're
Joaquin Phoenix like lost a lot of weight for that role too.
yes, yes. In a way, I think the fact that his face wasn't as pretty as his brother's helped him. You know what I mean? You know
Yeah,
what I mean? He could do more. You know what I mean? I don't
I
know.
think
It's not that I didn't like River. It's just that he, I don't know. I guess I shouldn't say much because I didn't see his last few movies. I still haven't seen My Own Private Idaho.
I haven't seen that one either.
It's supposed to be
I
really him and Keanu Reeves.
yeah, I mean I remember when it came out, like I knew a lot of girls that loved it.
Oh, yeah.
But I never ended up watching it. But I think, River Phoenix was like a teen heartthrob. And so he got teen heartthrob roles, and Joaquin Phoenix, he sort of started that way a little bit too, but like, uh, he went on to do all sorts of crazy shit.
That's where DiCaprio almost ended up. But he got smart. He started making movies for Spielberg
Yeah.
and
I mean,
Scorsese. That's the
he
best
was a
thing he
teen
could have done.
heartthrob. Well, it's like, oh shit, what the, God damn it. What's young John Connor's name, who was in, American History X? I'm spacing the actor.
Furlong.
Yeah, yeah. Edward Furlong. He was a teen heartthrob who definitely went a different direction. I think Substances played a pretty huge role in that as well for him, at least.
Well, I mean, I wasn't sure by Terminator 2 standards. I mean, he was all right, but I just didn't think he was exactly great. But then I seen American History X, and I was like, damn, that kid can act.
Yeah, that was a good movie, dude.
Oh hell yeah, that was absolutely the best role that Norton ever did. I'm not a big Norton fan, but there's
Yeah,
2 or 3 roles that he's done that I do like a lot.
yeah, and Ed Norton.
He froze up on me, man. Can you hear me?
Okay, I'm back. Yeah, I got like the little. Sorry about
Yeah.
that.
Oh, you're all right.
I was typing in the chat there.
Hey, go. What's going on, man?
Echo Sarah, yes. Ginger Ninja wants to add Joker to the collection along with Batman. I
I
Joker.
want more of those film arenas, man. God, see, you get the film arenas I want, and you get the media books I want. I do have Forrest Gump on film arena though.
Did you see Keith's one click box of Forrest Gump?
Do I?
Did you see Keith's one click box that he got, the Maniacs box?
Yes.
Fancy motherfucker.
It,
He credits me with like wasting all his money on film arena shit, and I'm like, hey man, that's you're a weirdo like me, dude. You like cool shit. So what you gonna do, dude? Of course you're gonna spend your money on cool shit.
if you got the money, yeah, you're gonna be full straight out looking junkie on it. Yeah, I was for a definite minute, and
Yeah,
I still am whenever I can. I eventually get up to it. It's kind of like Kurt Cobain said, you know, when you're able to get whatever you want, you like it, but then after a while, you just don't appreciate it. That's where I found myself. But when I wasn't able to get it anymore, and I had to catch up and just get them whenever I could,
yeah,
I appreciate them so much more. Not that I
yeah.
don't wish I could just grab them whenever I want. Still, don't get me
Yeah.
wrong.
You got to make hay while the sun's shining, and then when it's not shining, enjoy the hay that you made.
Yeah, I I still manage to. I still need to get Tenebrae. That's the only one of the Argento 4Ks that I don't have yet. Um, I,
Romero.
I do have. I did get 2 Romance. I haven't got Wild Things yet. Not sure if I will or not. I like Wild Things, but I don't know if I want to go limited edition or anything on it.
Yeah, I wouldn't do Wild Things because I will step outside of the horror genre for some weird, like old, some just like some movies. I'll just be like, yeah, I'm gonna get that. But like, you know, some
Right.
movies I'm not. Like Wild Things, I'm not. True Romance, yeah, okay, that's not a horror movie, but that's a fucking classic, dude. So I'd pick that up. I haven't. I'm behind on the Arrow limited edition stuff.
I've got all of them, but Tenebrae. But I think I want the Synapse one better, the one with the new art on it. I think that looks a lot better for some reason.
I didn't get that one. I got the Phenomenal one with the but it's like the Arrow store exclusive with the chimp on the cover with the razor. Have you seen that artwork?
I think so. Here, I haven't seen it, man. Let me grab the one I got. I remember. I got Henry too.
I still haven't picked that one up either. Yeah.
This is the one that I got.
That's a little dark. Oh yeah, okay. I'll show you the one. Do you have the Synapse Steelbook for Phenomena?
Yeah, I've got I've got a couple of those.
I think that chimp artwork is on the back of that one. Let me go.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I love that chimp artwork.
No, the chimp is on the Arrow. Because here's the Synapse.
Wait, open. Let's see.
Here, hold on, let's see. I'll show you. Oh.
I'll go grab the 4K one.
There you
go. I can't see the. Yeah, I can. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
This is the Arrow.
I think that artwork's badass, dude.
Hell yeah, dude. Oh, that stream they had going there for a minute. That whole stream they had that. They had the Beyond, City Living Dead, Zombie Flesh Eaters. They was all badass.
I don't have any of those steelbooks. I don't have that many Arrow steelbooks.
That's the ones I got. Did you ever see this Maniac steelbook that I have? I did a video on it. Go ahead here.
I don't think I have seen it. Yeah.
Whoever take it out of Chinese shit here.
Yeah, nice. I've seen that artwork before, but I haven't seen that steelbook. I don't think.
It's badass. I mean, you can probably see it better if it was uploaded or whatever. I have a video on it. I got a lot of comments on it.
Ginger Ninja says he's looking for Demons 1 and 2 and Night of the Comet. Night of the Comet, super fun movie. I got a media book of that.
I got the Screen Factory. It goes my comment.
I think I have the Scream Factory too, and then I picked it up on the media book because I like that movie so much. Demons 1 and 2, I picked up that Arrow set they did a while back.
I've got the original Arrow, the old
window box.
Windows, yeah. Here's the humongous artwork, if you can fucking see it.
I can't quite see it. I think that's the I don't think that's the one I got. The one I have looks like it has like a sort of a crib or something.
Yeah, that's the original. Yeah, I got that right here. I got that on the way out of print DVD.
Yeah. That's the media book I got.
That's the one sheet that I had too. Yeah, this first time it was ever uncut, and you'll see the part that's uncut. It's in about the first 5 minutes of the movie. Well, there's a couple of parts, but especially the first 5 minutes.
Echo Sarah picked up all 3 from Amazon. Nice.
Free what?
I assume he means Demons 1, 2, and Night of the Comet.
Oh, cool. Very cool. Very cool. Yeah. Let's see. Shit, there's something else I was gonna check out. Something else I was gonna check out too. I don't fucking remember. Yeah, I was so fucking happy to get that turbine chainsaw because I missed the pre-orders. You can about imagine what I ended up having to pay.
I got the pre-order. I got the old school like VHS cover one.
Right.
I was a little torn. I kind of wanted to get the like the old school original art, you know, like it's like on the poster behind you, but like I like that VHS cover, dude. So I just went with it. And at one point I was like, should I buy that one and that one? And then I was like, dude, not even I'm quite that big a fucking maniac. I'm just gonna go with the fucking. I mean, I don't know how many times I own Texas Chainsaw Massacre, to be honest with you. Like,
I got like 9 times or something.
yeah.
Something like that.
And I had it on, I had that Midnight Classics 4K of it already.
You seen, let me see. What is it? God damn it. Oh, man. Here it is. You seen this media book, didn't you?
Wait, which one is that?
Opera.
Oh,
That's good artwork too. It's too bad you can't see it better.
I can kind of, I see, I have artwork with that girl who's in the chair with the thing.
Yeah.
But that one looks like it's like a big sort of like collage.
Yeah, it's her sitting in a chair, and then on one side is Daria Nicolati, and on the other side is that cop, and then around her is all the birds flying. It's an 84 Entertainment Limited 555.
I like 84 Entertainment a lot.
Oh yeah, so,
But I
I
got
wish I could had something better I could show these to you. Damn, because my I come through my phone, so it's not exactly fancy.
yeah. I think the sometimes like when your connection gets a little slower, like your resolution is a little blocky, so it was a little hard to make out. But I own. Oh, do you want to see? Do you want to see what I got?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Sure.
You'll be
Yeah.
pissed at me, but
No, you're good. Well, see, if I change where the light is in here, I'm not quite as pixely. See if this works. I had to adjust this a while back too, but I changed it back while I was doing the watch along. Yeah, my setup sucks, man. I'm like being watched on VHS, you know.
all right, hold on a second. I'm coming.
But when I put the light on the other side, it ends up better. Here we go. Let's try this. Here, try this. Better?
Yeah, looks good. Hold on. Are you ready? Are you ready to see what I got for opera?
Oh man, I want that one to go with the Suspiria I got. Damn. Hard to get a hold of. And one I want even more than that one is the Don't Torture a Duckling.
I have the church. I have the church. I don't have the Don't Torture a Duckling.
That's the 3 I want. Because Duckling, to me, Duckling's also on my list of forgotten horror. Because I think it's awesome.
I still haven't seen that movie either.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. This is the I'll just do a quick little showcase here in case you haven't seen this yet.
That's very cool.
But
you have the Suspiria?
I have the Suspiria, but I got it and it arrived damaged, and so I got a refund. So I got a free damaged one, which is
damn.
I would have rather had like a pristine one that I paid for. You know what I mean? Like,
so what kind of damage is it?
The leather cover is there's a couple gouges in it.
Ooh.
And then in addition to that, this whole drawer, when I opened it, the whole drawer just basically came apart. So I have to put it back together. But then once I do that, there's still like a deep gouge on the front, which is a goddamn shame. Yeah.
Yeah, it sucks, man. Oh man.
But yeah, man, 84 Entertainment, dude.
Yes, I've got most of the media books that I have are 84, I think.
I
And
have a few pretty good ones from 84, yeah. But they make nice media books for sure.
yeah, here's a turbine.
Oh yeah, I got that one. The thing.
Um, and
Did you get
then
American Werewolf in London and Paris from them?
uh, no, but I got damn it, where is it? This way I get from moving shit around. I've got this candy, man.
Oh yeah, that's the French one, right?
That's the yeah, it's ESC. It's a cold edition ESC. Yeah. Then let me see. There's another one right beside. This was the first media book that I ever showed. Well, no, the first one I ever showed was Friday the 13th Part 2. This is my second.
Nice one. Phantasm's great, man.
Oh yeah. I've actually had some arguments about that, man. Eric hates it, but he don't hate it. He just
Yeah.
thinks it's overhyped.
Okay, it's a weird movie, right? I mean, I love Phantasm. The story of Phantasm is not what makes Phantasm great. It's that fucking atmosphere. Uh, you know what I
Right.
mean? So like, if you're stuck on the story being weird and having like space bugs and weird shit like that, then okay, I can understand the criticism. But for me, the story is not the best part about that movie.
Right. Do you have any of those Friday the 13th padded ones?
Um, I don't. I feel like the Friday the 13th ones, like if I get one of those, I have to get every single fucking one of those. You know what I mean? And it's a
Yeah,
can of
wanted to. I wanted to
it's
because some of that artwork on those is beautiful. Because you got
yeah,
two different variants. You got the masked ones like this,
yeah,
or you have the really beautiful color pictures, and you've seen them.
yeah.
It's Carrie, which is also 84 Entertainment,
Nice.
and Ben.
Oh yeah.
This is like a blue. This is weird blue marble type, real soft shit. And
Yeah, I've
this has got a great picture. This has got the great picture all the way up till the Screen Factory 4K.
yeah, the that one I've seen that media book before. I don't own it though. But I've seen it with the blue, that sort of blue marbled look.
I seen an awesome one today, and only want like $80 for it, and it is badass. I would kill for it, but I wasn't able to get it, and it's the first time I've ever seen it.
Which was it? What was it?
I don't remember because I just seen it and I couldn't get it, so I just kind of moved on because I was in pain because I haven't got a new Halloween in a while. I still don't have the midnight one yet. You know, the midnight classics, and I really want the midnight classics. Hell, I seen a while back. I didn't have any money at the time, but I got on Amazon Italy, and they had a couple, and I could have got it with our cash for probably about $40.
It was, dude, when I got it, it was cheap as fuck. I want to say it was like 18 € or something. I was like, it didn't even make sense. And I was like, it's a no brainer, you know. I mean, if you're a weirdo like us.
Yeah, the only one of those that I do have. Let's see. Shit. Yeah. Is Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah, the I got a few of them. I like those, man. They're pretty great.
Yeah.
But now they're coming out with them exclusive to the Midnight Factory store,
Mm-hmm.
and they won't ship anywhere except Europe. So like, you're either going to be like trying to score shit off of like eBay or some type of situation, or have a friend in Europe that will buy them for you and send them to you, which is probably what I'll end up doing.
Yeah. Yeah. that's the kind of things that I've fallen behind on. I can keep up on everything else and the 4Ks and all that, but certain things like that is a lot harder for me since the divorce and all that. You know what I mean? But hey, it is what it is. We'll I'll get my cash back together where I can splurge again eventually.
I mean, even if you have money, it's hard to keep on top of all the shit that gets released. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. But I kind of got used to it, and like I said, I still stay in some pretty good shit. Still got a hell of a wall behind me, so
Yeah,
I'm
dude, for
cool
sure.
with it. I'm cool with it. But that opera, yeah, that opera is really cool. I'm I'm
I was
I'm
still,
definitely jealous about that.
you can still, well, I don't know, you can still pick it up for cheaper than retail price, dude. I'll send you a link. Uh,
Okay.
from where I got it from. I believe they still have them in stock. I think it was like $70. So it's not like it's not free, but it's a lot cheaper than you're gonna find it any fucking where else. And I think it's cheaper than it was. I want to say they were like $99 when they came out or something, like 99 euro or something, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Are you saying 70 for that leather bound opera?
Yeah, dude.
Holy shit!
Let me check to see if they're still in stock.
Oh, that would be badass, man.
Uh,
I would
I
splurge for that.
I bought them from this place. They take a little while, like getting them to you, but I've had a successful order from them before. So like, that's where I got it. Let's see.
Where are they at?
They're an Austrian company.
Oh, so German. Okay. Well, kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah. Let's see.
Like from King Duckling, man, it was like $400. I
Yeah,
said,
dude.
well, I won't be getting that.
I'm watching one on eBay. And then some dude like is asking like 290, and he sent me a private offer for $15 off. I'm like, really, dude? That's $15 off of 290 is your big fucking off special offer you're making me?
Americans are greedy as fuck, man. I wanted to choke motherfuckers right through the right through the phone over motherfuckers on eBay. Pisses me the fuck off, man. Flipping motherfuckers. I can't stand to flip. If I bought it to begin with, that means I love it. Which means if I sell it, I must be hungry. You know what I mean?
Totally, dude.
I gotta pay, the electric bill, to keep the electricity on for my son if I'm gonna be selling some of my shit.
Okay. I'm still looking. They have some of the Friday the 13th padded media books too, by the way.
Or the artwork or the masks. It's good
Uh,
artwork.
they got they got the let's see. Uh looks like I'm looking at the Jason Takes Manhattan one, and it's like the poster of him sort of like over the city.
Mm-hmm.
But let me
Part 3 is beautiful, man, and I think it's either part 4 or part 5 is also really beautiful.
yeah,
Part 3 is the best looking one.
part 3 is one of my all-time faves. Well, we were talking about that yesterday on the stream.
Not my favorite Final Girl, but my favorite Jason.
Yeah. Yeah, he's great, man.
To
He's
me,
only
it's got the most likable, most skilled as far as acting goes, cast of the whole series.
All right, dude. Are you ready? 63 euro, which is the equivalent of 63 US dollars. Basically, it's a direct thing right now. So I'll send you this link on Instagram to check out.
Oh my god, what kind of shipping do they do?
Let's see. Let me check I placed a big ass order, dude, with them recently. And so like I always do that. Like I try to, because shipping, like shipping will just sort of slowly tear you apart. So I like
Especially since the pandemic.
yeah, I end up getting like sort of doing like these splurges where I'll get like multiple things and save on shipping. Let me see. I don't think it was too bad though, especially for all the shit I got. Let me see if they have the breakdown. Shipping. They will charge VAT, but it was only I don't know, pretty cheap. Postage was 29 euro basically.
So let me see with euro that's about 25 bucks or something. In ours a little bit less.
Let's see what the it was 28.91 euro to
No,
USD.
no,
Let's see.
we're a little more euro. It's Canadian that we're less than. That's right.
We're a little less than euro now, but so 28.91 is the equivalent of $27.86. So it's pretty fucking close. And actually, the British pound is right about there too. But yeah, and Australia too. We're more than Australia and Canada.
So
But
about 80 bucks.
what do you say?
So it'll be about 80 bucks, give or take.
Yeah, should be around there.
Damn.
Yeah, oh wait, hold on. I gotta go back. I'll definitely
That's
send
what
you
I've
this.
seen on eBay. It was like $300 fucking dollars.
I know, man, and they hardly ever pop up too. I may never get the don't touch or torture a duckling one, but I will be on the lookout for it because you got to round out the set, right? Let's see.
Grandmaster. Phil has a leprechaun or something, I think.
Does he?
I do believe he's got leprechaun and Suspiria are the ones I know he had.
I know he's got the Suspiria one. Yeah, dude, check it out. I sent you that link on Instagram.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
And like I said, that's where I got it. So it's like, I mean, sometimes these weird like little European companies, you never know what you're gonna get. But I had a friend who's like, oh, my friend has this company. Because what was I looking for? Well, I got the Burning Blot Wicker Man hard box that came out recently, but it wasn't really available to get unless you were. So this German guy who I'm friends with on Instagram bought it and sent it to me. I gave him money for it. But he was like, I was like, yeah, dude, it's hard for me to get this shit. And he's like, oh, I got a friend who will ship to US from this Austrian website. So that's how I discovered him.
Man.
You can't. Ginger Ninja saying he's picked up some really good bargains on eBay recently. You can get good deals on eBay for sure.
Well, it's helped that stores like Amazon and Walmart scout now too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They sell seller prices now sometimes.
Ginger Ninja says he got that latex Necronomicon edition of Army of Darkness. But yeah, I always feel a little weird about stuff that's latex as a collector because I'm like, I know that's just gonna like disintegrate.
Yeah, I've had the same Michael Myers mask, the same Halloween '78 mask for 20 years, and it's still doing pretty good. I think it must have sprayed it down with something or some shit. Of course, the hair tried to pull out, so I don't move it.
Yeah, I probably like I don't know. I think like UV stuff will make a big difference. Like I've had shit that's just gotten totally wrecked in my apartment from UV.
Yeah.
So if it's like even through covered windows, like still I'll get UV that have wrecked shit. But
my collection room has got a big, fat, thick, dark blanket covering the window.
yeah, I was gonna get blackout.
My collection has not seen the sun in years.
Sun's overrated, dude.
It will hurt things, yeah.
I have a dog though, so I kind of like want her to get some kind of UV stuff, but like I did want to get like blackout curtains because yeah, like when I do YouTube videos, I got colored lights I set up and shit, and if it's bright out, then it's like I have to wait for it to get dark. And during the summertime, that's like 9 p.m. and whatnot, and then like it just gets out of control. So plus,
Can you see me better now?
I can see you better. Yeah.
Cool.
It was the
Because I put the bright light on the other side
yeah.
instead of up above. So I may have to do it this way, except the TV's to my left now. So it's like,
Yeah. Well, the movie did end though, so
yeah. Just before Donner's come to an end, did you happen to watch that, Ninja? Or was you just listening to us bullshit?
he
If
said
you,
he said he was at work earlier, so he probably was just listening.
like I said, just it's right there on YouTube, man. If you didn't get to see it, of course we didn't tell you anything about it. Check it out, man. I definitely recommend it for an early '80s Woods type slasher, man. It's unique. It's got good acting. It's just really well made, man.
Yeah,
Stars
it's a pretty cool.
the legendary damn, I forgot his name. I forgot his fucking name. George Kennedy. Jesus Christ,
Dude, I'm terrible with names, dude.
brain's
I'm like
going
the
in.
worst. Like I do these like movie discussions of IFC film midnight films with a group of people like once a month, and they all know the names of the characters, and I'm always like, you know, that chick with the blonde hair, like, and they'll still be using all the names, and I'm shit with names, dude.
I used to be better. But you know they say that you got millions and millions and millions of brain cells to use, right? But they also say that there comes a time when you start running out of those, and it's like, hey, we're out of those, so we're gonna start using the ones that you use now. So you're fucked, buddy.
Yeah, yeah, dude. I'm not getting any younger, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, if you're ready to hop off here, I'll let you go, man.
Yeah,
What's up?
I got basically just got home from work and just like sort of jumped right on the stream. So
Appreciate it.
RoboCop, Mystery Man, Dead Silence, classics.
I definitely appreciate it, man. I would definitely like for you to, if you want to, like I said, the invite's always open, and of course I'll be hitting you up asking if you want to join here and there if you want.
Yeah, dude. I'm usually down to stream if I can. You know, it's always a good time.
Would you rather? Do you have a preference between the forgotten horror or the classics?
Okay, I'm back. So I was just typing in the thing. My internet dropped out for a second. Forgotten or classics, I could go either way, you know what I mean? It's sort of, I guess it depends on if I've seen I mean, a lot of forgotten classics I may not have seen, you know, because like I said, like you're basically, you know, at the mercy of whatever video stores you had access to back in the day, and a lot of them didn't have a bunch of shit. So um
Because I got a hell of a lineup going on both sides, man.
yeah, I mean, you know, I'm usually down. And I've done a few first time watches. I have done a first time watch on a stream before. It's not the best way to watch something for the first time, but it's cool, you know.
Right. Well, I thanks so much for that link on Opera, man. I really appreciate that, and I appreciate you coming by.
Yeah, dude.
Um, I will be getting a hold of you. Um, thanks to everybody for coming through. That has been from Cadaver Club. I am GoreAphobe, and don't forget, you are not, aren't you glad? Take it easy.
Peace, y'all.